Hey guys, so today I have just received delivery of my brand new Google Nexus 4, or well, Google and LG, so I just thought I would do a quick unboxing video about it, just because it is my first Android phone, entering a new operating system, new market, because I've always ever used iPhones. I've got my 5 there, and my 3GS there, which does actually still work and is still running iOS 5, I think. But yeah, anyway, I have always only ever used iPhones, so well, as smartphones anyway. So it will be interesting to see how I get on with this. And well, as it's only the 8GB version, probably in the future I may, for my next phone, decide to go for a more, I guess, more serious Android phone. Not to say this isn't serious at all, because this is a really, really good phone, and it's perfectly reasonable. The only thing that, well, the only problem I guess that you have with it is only an 8GB model. But it is unlocked. It came from Google. I believe this retails at around £230 in the UK, around $299. But anyway, that is the price of it. So it's really good for its value, I believe. It has pretty much the same specs of an iPhone 5. The 16GB model, I'll put it this way, is $399, or I think something around that. It might be $350. Whereas the iPhone 5 16GB comes in at around $529, I believe, or $429, not entirely sure, but you can check that out for yourself. Bottom line, this is a lot cheaper. It's unlocked as well, no contract or anything like that at all, and it's, as I said, unlocked, and it's really, really good. Well, at least I hope it is anyway. So if we just take off this box there, we have a nice matte finished box underneath, I guess. Two bits of tape there, so I'm just going to try and peel those off. Normally this is the point at which I fail on camera, but we'll see how that goes. There we go. So I can hopefully bring that off. And there we have it. Much presented actually quite like the iPhone 5 box, which I do have right up here. So you can see there, that's just how they present it. So very similar, I mean, inside. Nothing really wrong with that, as it's just a box. But yeah, so just take the phone out. And you can already see it is quite a lot bigger than the iPhone 5 if we compare them side by side here. I think in terms of height they're probably about the same. However, if we really do look at them like that, you can see that the Nexus 4 is a lot wider, having a 4.7-inch screen versus a 4-inch screen. Now really, I guess the main point with the iPhone's 4-inch screen is you can do that, so the idea is you can touch every part of the screen, which I can actually do with my thumb. I know some people can't do that, but yeah, I mean, that's I guess the main reason why they're claiming they put it as that anyway. Whereas this screen, it's a lot more difficult to actually reach the area, although I can just about manage it if I move my hands around. So anyway, that is the screen size. It is a lot bigger. To be honest, I do like the bigger screens. It does have a slightly higher resolution than the iPhone screen as well, giving it the same pixel density. So it is, I mean, you're not going to lose out on anything in terms of pixels per inch, or if you're worried it's not Retina or something like that. So the resolution of the screen, I did find it out, is 1280 by 766, I believe it's something like that. You can look that up for yourself. But yeah, so it's essentially you do actually get more on the screen for the bigger screen size. It's not basically the same resolution of this, but scaled up. So yeah, that's a look at the screen. In terms of the device itself, it's actually quite thin. It's slightly thicker than the iPhone 5 if we take it side by side here, but there's not really much in it. It's only a very few millimeters, you can see there. I mean, even though the device is more plasticky, I guess you've got this glass on the back. That is glass on the back. The iPhone 5 just does have a slightly better build quality, but then again, it doesn't really matter in my opinion, because they're almost indistinguishable in terms of what you get for your money as such. So yeah, black models of each phone. I believe there is a white one of this coming out. It's in rumour stage at the moment, but you can get this in black and white. So anyway, this does take micro SIM. It's unlocked. It does not have 4G LTE, which is probably its only downfall, from what I can see anyway, but it does more than make up for that, and the fact that it has got cool stuff such as wireless charging and near-field communication built into it, which means you can use this as sort of a virtual wallet or something like that if you're going along. And in the future, what would be nice is if you could use it as, say, like an Oyster card at a train station or something like that, if you know what I mean by that in the UK. But anyway, yes, it's unlocked. You cannot change the battery, and this does not have any expandable storage, which is really, as I said, another downfall, because that's what people generally buy Android phones for. So you would probably be looking at getting the 16GB version of this. However, as this is not going to be my main phone as such, I'm quite happy with the 8GB model, mainly because I was given it. Anyway, so nice glass back, which has got... Well, this one doesn't actually have a pattern on it. I think the first ones did, but yeah, anyway, that is the glass back, or it might be just the covering of it, I don't know. So yes, this does take a micro SIM, much like the iPhone 4 and 4S. It does not take the nano SIM that this guy takes, but that does mean if you're going from a 4 or a 4S to this, you can just keep the same SIM in there, which is quite nice. I mean, Apple generally now just create their own standards for stuff that's too big, so we'll probably end up seeing some nano SIMs in the future. Also, what's worth noticing is, say for example, you've got the the earpiece there, even not mouthpiece, and the FaceTime camera up there, but they've got it to the side here, and the earpiece is up there, and it looks like your sensors are there as well. On the side, you've got your volume rocker, whereas it's 2 buttons on the iPhone. And you've got your power/lock button at the side there, which is not on the top, unlike other phones. But what you do have, and what I do actually like with this phone, is that you have got the headphone jack still at the top, whereas they've moved it to the bottom on this phone. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing having it at the bottom, although personally I did prefer it at the top. But again, that's just me. You can have your opinion on that. Now, another thing that's good about this phone, for example, is the way you can plug it in and charge it. Because on the bottom you have got a micro USB slot, so you can use stuff like this BlackBerry charger, if you can just about see that. If not, it is plugged into a BlackBerry charger, and you can just plug it right in there, which is something you cannot do on the iPhone unless you've got an adapter from Lightning to micro USB, I think. So that is quite nice, and as I've already said, you can actually get a QI compatible charger and just literally dock it on your desk. But what I thought was a cool way of doing it is, I haven't got one yet, but I'll probably plan on buying one, I guess, may as well use the feature, is taking it to the underside of the desk, because I do believe this technology works within about 2 or 3 inches or so. So if you take the charger on the underside of the desk and put the phone directly above it, what you can essentially have is the phone charging without any actual docks or wires as such on the desk, which I think is pretty cool, and it's pretty good for cable management as well, particularly if you're tight on the space, but that will depend on the thickness of the desk you're using, obviously. So anyway, let's go ahead. We've looked at the box, sorry, we haven't looked at the box, we've looked at the phone, so let's see what else we get in the box with it as well, as this would not be an unboxing if we did not look at what comes in the box. So we've got that, which is again very similar to the iPhone, but doesn't really matter because it's really just a box anyway. And I think we have got some instructions inside. No, we don't. No, that is literally just a cardboard box. Okay, but still very nicely packaged. This isn't just any cheap Android phone. It's quite nice in terms of, well, guess what you get for the amount that you pay for it. You've got your quick start guide there as well. I'm not going to go into that because it's quite boring actually. And your charging cable there as well, along with the charger. And I think this is the SIM eject tool. Yes, it is. There's your SIM eject tool, and the SIM card slot is on the left hand side of the device, just there. So you can insert your SIM into that. Now that's what I'm exactly going to do now, and then I'm going to power this phone on, because what is also good with this phone is, as I said, it's unlocked. You can use it on any network in the world, any GSM network I believe, although you're not going to have the 4G, as I said, simply because there's just so many different bands of it, and it was probably cheaper of them to not include it within the phone. So I mean, anyway, that's not a massive loss, I guess, in terms of what you gain from the fact of how much cheaper it is than the iPhone, but again, if it's something you're considering, or whether it does make or break it for you, that's up to you. So yeah, anyway, I am going to go and put the SIM into the new phone. So for all intents and purposes in this video, all I'm going to do is literally take the SIM that is in my iPhone 4S and put it into the Nexus 4, because I'm not going to necessarily need that. So we've opened the SIM tray on the Nexus 4. It doesn't, oh, it does come out. I didn't think it did for a second. And now I'm just going to get the SIM ejector out of my iPhone 5 box, because the Nexus 4 SIM ejector does not actually fit the SIM card slot in the iPhone, or well, the bit that you use to eject it anyway. So I'll just take that out. It's going to say, oh no, you've removed the SIM card. There we go. And actually, this is, believe it or not, a nano SIM card, I think, that I originally got, but I actually wanted a new contract with my iPhone 5. And you've got your IMEI and stuff on the other side of the SIM card tray, which is, I guess, quite normal now. Okay, so we've got it in, and now I'm going to go and put it into SIM slot. We'll just make sure it is actually seated in the right way, because you would not ever want to insert it in the wrong way, obviously, because you could break the SIM tray. Oh well, the actual slot for it as well. There we go. So now we've got it in. I think it's time. Well, I hope this has juice in it, but I'm going to power it up. There we go. And a Google logo comes up, so I'm going to let that boot up. Very sharp screen as well. Very sharp, very nice. I'll move that there so you can see it better. And I think this is going to just take us through the setup process. Also worth noting that this is not an AMOLED screen, I don't think, like I guess all the Samsung Android phones or the other main brands. But I don't honestly think that there is that much missing between AMOLED and normal LED at this time anyway, because there's obviously not such a huge difference in the gains and disadvantages you get when you're using 3G, sorry, using either technology. So anyway, let's go ahead and set up. Okay, so first of all we're going to select English United Kingdom, go through, and we're going to connect it to my Wi-Fi, so I'll do that. Okay, so we connected it to the Wi-Fi. What I have noticed already is when you actually type on the keyboard, it does vibrate a bit, which is quite nice, I guess, just so you've got confirmation that you are pressing the right key. But yeah, I'm going to go and zip through this quickly. So we just set up, we're logged in with Gmail, so I'm going to go and set that up. It's just going to connect and set up my phone with all of their restore services, which is pretty much the same as iCloud if you're coming from an iPhone. Now, you probably noticed at this point I am actually doing this as if it were anyone coming from an iPhone going to the Nexus 4. So yeah, if you're probably an accustomed Android user, I do understand that I could probably be seen as quite, well, I guess noobish at all of this Android stuff. But I'm very excited to see how I will like this phone, I guess what it's going to be like. So I'm going through the main setup procedure at the moment. So touch the circle, there's all of my apps, so touch and hold it up. So I've got things, touch that. So now we've set up the phone. It's, I guess, well, a case of me just going through and seeing what you can actually do with it. I mean, I've heard mixed experiences from Android, but from what it's looking like anyway, because it's a pure Google phone, you don't have any of the crap, in my opinion, that some other manufacturers throw onto the phone. But the screen is nice and vibrant. It feels very zippy going through everything, and I really think that I'm probably going to like this phone, simply because I don't really see the benefit of an iPhone over this, because you can obviously customize it a lot more. This is pure Android. This is what it's like without any of the extra stuff added onto it. And in my opinion, some of it's a good stuff, but you can end up with stuff like, well, I guess what is known as feature creep, which is just unnecessary crap they add on to slow down the phone. So I'm hoping I'm going to have a good experience with this, mainly because I guess it's a lot more of an open platform compared to the iPhone's closeness. I think that's the way you say it anyway. So I guess it's something that I'll have to update you guys on, because obviously I'm not going to know whether I like it or not within the first 5 minutes of using it. But initial impressions are that it's a very good phone. It's exceptional build quality for the price. Notice for the price, because obviously the iPhone does cost a lot more money. And from what I can see, there aren't loads more advantages to this than there are to this. So at the end of the day, it's really your decision, but from what it's looking like a really good phone, and I hope I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, anyway, so this is the Google Nexus 4. I'll do probably a further review on this in the future and see how I get on with it. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Hopefully some more DJ related stuff. I know I'm going to get on to doing that. It's just difficult finding time to shoot the videos itself. So anyway, as I said, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.